something that's going on right now, and that's the Summer Game Fest done by the Game Awards. I guess halfway through the year, 7 months after they give out the awards, there's a big old live stream and event over a span of like half a week or even almost like a weekish, where we get so much content about new video games. A spot on that main show that was aired a couple of days ago was apparently $250,000 per minute. So quite a hefty sum to be paid to be featured on there. And from there, we got a ton of announcements for movies that are mainly like so much is coming out for the rest of the year. Lachlan, I don't know if you ended up watching the whole thing or just like clips from it, but I got the sense of it got me really excited about games because I saw a lot of variety. I feel like it's been a pretty good games year so far. Less so for the movies at the box office, and they've been flopping a bit. But I feel like we're getting like a lot of really solid games, and we have that whole list. You can go check out articles that I guess list out all of them. But I thought because there's like I listed out like 30 titles in here, but I thought we just pick our like 3 highlights that we saw over the last couple of days. And like Lachlan, is there any like game that you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, there's a bunch of really cool things in here. I think one of the coolest ones was Blumhouse, obviously massive for making horror movies, has got 5 games in development from their game studio that they've built, and they're all horror based. One features David Cronenberg's name, or Brendan Cronenberg, one of the two. I think it was one of the Cronenbergs. I can't remember which one it was. Helping produce one of the games. Very exciting to see things like that. There's that Delta Force Black Hawk Down gameplay, which looked really cool, where you get to do some of the gameplay from Ridley Scott's Black Hawk Down, but you get to experience it. That will be a lot of fun. There's a lot of really cool things coming out. For me, the 3 big standouts, I said Alan Wake just before. That was my favorite game from last year. There's a DLC of Night Springs coming out, which has a bunch of the characters from other Remedy games in their universe, but also some of the really fun ones in Alan Wake. And it's just a couple of stories, and apparently it's wacky, and it was already wacky enough, so I'm in. But the other 2 big ones was Wukong. It's the Chinese-developed sort of like Dark Souls Chinese mythology game. I've seen that for years, and I'm finally glad it's coming out. I've been very interested in seeing that. But then the other one was Neva, which is from the developers of Grease. Have you played Grease?
I've not played Grease, no.
It is fantastic.
It's great.
It is beautiful, phenomenal. I love games. They're like kind of my relaxing thing. Like I watch movies and I get invested in them and I kind of like I'm switched on. But when I want to relax, I play games. For me, single player narrative games are kind of like my favorite thing. Like I play multiplayer games, but not as much as I will play single player games, which is why some of my favorite games are solo, like single player ones that are coming out.
Yeah.
Grease was fantastic. This looks fantastic too.
I've seen Grease before. I thought for a second it was like Grease, like John Travolta.
Grease Lightning.
Grease Lightning. But this movie looks like stunning, and those simple 2D scroller.
That's the second time you've said movie, by the way. And I think you've meant to say game. Just saying.
Sorry,
I'm keeping a tally. I'm keeping a tally now.
That's good. I've been doing that more and more. I notice it when I edit that like I have these hiccups a bit more, and I'm like, professional podcaster, my ass. He says the wrong word at the wrong time. But this one was another stand-up for me as well. It's I wrote down it's the pretty dark game. There's another one that's called Deer and Boy, which has a boy and a deer in it. So and they were kind of similar-ish.
That looks good as well.
Same vibes, but really great. There's a killer bean game. So that looked like a ton of fun. Just really silly. Like on that same note, Cuff Bust. I think a co-op kind of game where you're supposed to like bust out of prison. Really cartoony. You can play it with up to 20 people. Harry Potter. Like my picks are mainly. I didn't pick Harry Potter by the way, but my picks are like I saw that 2 of them are like tied into like movies. So it goes back from like there's games that are adapted into movies or TV shows, and I go back to like I want to play games that are from those movies. I really want to play that Mad Max game as well. I've heard like a lot of good things about it.
Have you not played it?
No, I don't even own it. That's one of the games that I own the game. I don't play the game. I didn't even own the game. I'm waiting for it to come on sale. Star Wars Outlaws. Look, that comes out not too far off, August 30th. Is that like something that gives you red flags that this one is not going to be good? But because to me it looked kind of interesting.
It's Ubisoft.
Yes, I guess I feel like the concept of it is like that's cool, but I don't know if they executed, I guess, well.
I'm not as excited anymore about it. Look, I again, Ubisoft fucks everything it touches, so we'll see. We'll see.
I'm not that in the knowing of like which studio is doing great and which ones aren't. I don't know what was the last like Ubisoft game that I played. But I've also haven't played the first one of this, Kingdom Come Deliverance. I don't know if you're familiar. Apparently, like the first one has been received like quite well, and this one looked like a ton of fun too. So I was like, okay, maybe that's something that I catch up with. The first one came out in 2018. Seems to have a good story, good characters, pretty good humor, and then that paired with, I guess, the medieval setting. And yeah, I might check this one out. What do you think?
Yeah, I didn't play the first one.
Yeah.
It's not my, I'm not big into it. Like the knights and shit, just not my vibe. But maybe I'll give it a try.
Didn't play with like knights and stuff like that growing up, like building castles.
No, I played with Lego, which is funny because I didn't actually pick Lego Horizons as my game. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that was a bit of a surprise. I don't know if that was
it was a weird
announced to
one.
be in. Yeah, like I don't know. We'll talk about that in trailers. There's also one movie that's Lego for no apparent reason. And then my last thing, Dune Awakening. The thing that I'm like perplexed by, I would love to get like a single player Dune game, but this is an MMO, which is like, why is it in the same vein of like Fallout 76? Still the property, Dune. I mean, some would say this is not mine, Lisan Al Gaib, unless it's Timmy. But yeah, what did you think? Why did you not pick it? I assume maybe that's something that you'd be interested as well.
I didn't pick it because of it being an MMO.
Yeah.
I am a solo single player video game kind of person.
Yeah. I mean, me too.
I play online games. I really do. Like, what's the most? Hang on, where's my Steam list? What was the most recent game that I played? It was Metal Gear Solid. Okay, that's not a really good pick, but yeah, picks. Well, the last online game I played
Literally
was
a guy that sneaks around.
I was playing X Defiant. There's a new finally I just fucking made fun of Ubisoft, but there's an Ubisoft game that came out called X Defiant, and it was apparently it felt like OG Call of Duty, so I played it and it felt like OG Call of Duty, and I was having a lot of fun playing it. But like as I said, my thing is I kind of relax, you know?
Yeah.
Did you give me did
I
you give
gifted-
me a
Oh
gift?
yeah, I gifted you a game. I guess I forgot about that. I gave that to you before the show. I saw it was on sale, so I was like, and you had it on
Did
your
you give
wish
me
list.
Civ?
I did give you Civ. Yeah, the Civ
Thanks,
6.
man.
Oh yeah, I think 6. Yeah, I don't know
Civ
if it was
7 just got out, so
exactly. That's like another big game that's coming in 2025. I haven't really played any of the games, but I was like, I already owned Civ 6 because it was on. It
Fair.
usually gets like really good sales, and I've heard only good things about it. For me, it's like, hey, when there's a good sale on Steam, why not get it now and then never play it? That's just my kind of mantra.
perfect.
There was also like Antrosia, the last song. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, like a Souls-like game. I feel like the roguelike or the roguelite and Souls-like games are really on an upswing in popularity. Souls-like something like, did you ever finish Elden Ring? I kind of forget how far along you got.
I struggle with those games. I can't do them. I've tried. I'd like to try one of the older Souls-like games. So I'd really like to try Dark Souls because I know I'm missing out. I think I just struggle with the patience of it all, which is funny because I like single player games, so I should really like that. But I think for me, I really like a narrative that's in my face. Where with the Souls-like games from Dark Souls, the Elden Ring, the story is mostly in the world and it's not really in your face. You don't have to follow it. So I guess there's that, but I would really like to give a Souls-like game another try. I've tried Dark Souls 3, I've tried Elden Ring, I've tried Sekiro, The only Souls-like is the light ones where it's not like super hardcore, but I really want to give it a try.
And, like another thing that I found interesting, I haven't played any Souls-like games. A bunch of Souls rogue likes, which I found out the difference is that like in the in the rogue-like, you have a complete reset and you take nothing from run to run. And keep getting it mixed up. A rogue-like is when you pick up certain things, like you unlock stuff. Like Hades is, for example, not a rogue-like, but a rogue
Yeah.
light. So a bit of knowledge for you there that I didn't know and found out this week. It's great. Something that was pretty cool is that, of course, the Among Us TV show, because they definitely didn't miss the moment there, but the cast there is crazy. But the production studio behind, or the development studio behind Among Us Outer Sloth is producing, or yeah, maybe that's the name that this new thing is under. I don't know if it's the same name there for it, but Outer Slav is producing a bunch of games from the profit that they made with Among Us, and just basically highlighting smaller like studios, or like just a couple people developing a game. And I mean, that's how they opened the show as well. What's his name? Keeley something?
Jeff Keighley.
Jeff Keighley, yeah. Basically said like, the layoffs that have been happening. We've talked about layoffs quite a bit on the podcast as well. Mainly more concerned with movies, but with games, it's been the same issue with, I guess, not being valued by these bigger companies who have just been shedding a lot of their staff. And yeah, highlighting smaller projects is definitely the way to go, because a lot of people are out of a job and they have a lot of talent. So maybe we're gonna get an uptick in individually, like solo and smaller projects out of the circumstance of, I guess, not being able to do larger projects for a while for some people. But yeah, Skate was another big thing that was announced. I guess that's EA, which is usually not really liked by a lot of people for a lot of reasons, and for a lot of warranted reasons. But it had a great trailer with Tim Robinson, a clip there, and didn't really show much. I don't think they gave a release date for it, but Skate was such a moment in history for gamers, as such a great big game. I think I played it a bit as well, but I don't remember what I played it on, because it's like that faint of a memory. What about you? Do you have like any memories with it, or were you more like a Tony Hawk Skate type
Tony
of guy?
Hawk.
Or
That's
yeah,
I was a Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk kid.
Sorry.
Totally understandable. No, it's okay. It's okay. Skate was the one that I guess got really popular. I think for those couple of PewDiePie videos is where I got really familiar with it as well when I was younger. Didn't he have like a series of it? Being really silly and crashing and stuff. But yeah, Lachlan, did you share your third pick, Wukong? Forget if you talked about it.
Yeah,
already.
I did. It was very quick.
Yeah.
I've seen it for ages.
Yeah. Looks great, right?
But
Looks stunning.
I'm just super keen for it.
Yeah. Looks like a ton of fun. I don't know what exactly to expect from the gameplay, but it looks great. Great action, great visuals, and hopefully,
Well, it's funny because
good story too.
it's meant to be. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be.
Yeah, what type of game would it be? Like a Souls-like? Not really.
I'm pretty
right?
sure it's Souls-like, and I was just
Is
like,
it?
I struggle with Souls-like. I thought it was.
But
I
if
could
it's
be wrong.
cool enough, then
Yeah. If it's cool enough, no one cares.
action RPG combat.
Oh, it's not Souls-like.
It doesn't say
Okay.
Souls-like. No, it's like no, it does say Souls-like. Yeah,
Hey.
under the it's also tagged with nudity, FPS, and hentai. So I don't know if it's that accurate, to be honest.
What?
So I guess the monkeys are getting naked.
Sold. What can I say? I'm sold.
I feel like
You
there's
had
a
me.
Wikipedia type of
You had me at
tags.
hen.